Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So, yeah, we're going to do a little demo, a couple slides just to review on what we do. I'm Fabio, Fleitas, co-founder.
Yeah, I'm Carlos Vega, also co-founder. Thank you, Dean, for the. Sorry. Is this one working too?
Yep.
Can you guys hear us here?
Yes.
All right, cool. That works.
Cool.
Yeah, Dean, thanks for the kind words. That was amazing, and thanks for everything. He's been amazing. We just met him today, and he's already made a couple of introductions and helped us out a ton. So it's mutual. Sometimes you meet people, and you know they're going to help you out a ton, and it's been amazing. So yeah, we're pretty excited. So we presented today at the demo pit, and we're not expecting it. So this isn't like super rehearsed or anything. So bear with us here. But what we're doing, we're in kind of a completely unsexy space of back office accounting. I know you guys spend all the time thinking about that, but what we're looking at is what we're trying to do is really streamline the way that big companies pay their vendors in a way that helps the vendors get paid earlier at rates that make sense for them financially, right? So if you go and you look at if you're trying to work with a big company like a Comcast or a who else is around here, Penn Medicine or one of the other gigantic companies, they're gonna squeeze you on price and squeeze you on terms, right? Ask you to pay, take a payment 60 days out, and then if you're lucky, procurement will say like, hey, if you give us a 2% discount, we'll pay you on day 10. But a 2% discount on day, to get paid 20 days early works out to like a 36% annualized rate, which is 2 or 3 times what we're all paying on credit cards, if that. And so when you look at what they're earning on their cash, they're usually earning, maybe 50 basis points in today's market. So what we're doing is trying to democratize that, the access to working capital into cash. So we'll say, look, big company, why don't you pay your guys, earlier? And instead of asking them to give you a 36% rate, ask them for maybe a 10, 9, 7, 6%. And that's way more than you're earning right now. And little companies, or smaller vendors, right? Like, why don't you get, you can get paid access to cash, very affordably and strengthen the relationship with your clients. So here's some of the companies that are on our network, right? Where Penn Medicine is our biggest client, and these are, other companies we work with. I guess we need to update the Phorum thing. Pretty excited about the win today. And so, as I was describing before, right? You have, large buyers or payers of accounts payable that enjoy lower cost of capital, and suppliers or vendors that have accounts receivable and need access to cash easier or earlier. So we basically, estimate. We have algorithms on the back end, which Fabio will talk more to estimate what the cost of capital or the willingness to pay is of those smaller vendors, and kind of match that to what the larger companies need to turn on their cash. So for the larger companies, the controllers and the treasurers, they're earning better returns on their cash, they're saving money, they're strengthening the relationship with their vendors. The smaller, sometimes they're not so small, but the suppliers or the vendors, they're basically benefiting from a transparent, efficient, no paperwork, there's nothing to install, nothing whatsoever to deliver to anyone. Just get an email and straight from your inbox, make a decision to get paid early. That's as simple as that. So I talked a little bit about how it works already. I'll click on, let's hope this works, these things never do. Okay. And then you'll be listening basically to Fabio, and then he'll take it over in a sec. Can you guys hear me?
No.
The speakers off at the bottom.
Yeah. Right here. Then.
Hi, this is Fabio, and I want to walk you through
This is Fabio.
It all starts from your inbox, something everyone is familiar with. You won't have to log into yet another platform every day. Instead, whenever one of your clients approves an invoice, we'll send you an email. What's awesome is we also provide you with an option to get all your invoices paid this week, as opposed to the typical 30 to 90 days you're used to waiting. Once you click here, you're presented with a login to Tesorio. Just type in your credentials, and you'll be presented with our receivables page. The early payment options are available to you will be already pre-selected, but you have the control to select which invoices get paid early and by how many days early. Then you just hit review and confirm to finalize your selection. That's it. Everything behind the scenes is now automated to make sure your clients process the early payment.
Awesome. No Hillary Clinton. So yeah, that's a little bit about what we do, and now we're going to show you a little bit of the demo of on the back end. So yeah, as Carlos mentioned, we are essentially trying to figure out a great way for suppliers to get paid early at an affordable rate. And so it's our job to figure out, given us an invoice, what it should be priced anywhere between now and the day it's due. So essentially, if we give them offers every single week that they can get paid on, and it's a small discount that they have to take each week if they'd like to get all that money paid early. So right now, what you're looking at is a dashboard that we give the buyers, essentially the big companies that have the suppliers on the platform. Here they have just some analytics that shows them like what their vendor logins look like and some other analytics. They can also see what the cash paid early and how much money they're essentially saving using Tesorio, and also just the volume of transactions that's going through Tesorio. It helps them see the benefit firsthand right here. We also give them an awesome way to actually chat with the companies that are on the platform. Communication is part of the problem also with the approving invoices and getting invoices paid on time. So we figured out that one great way that they can communicate is via a simple chat that's on here. And we also give them a bunch of other analytics. If we flip over here, we give them just a straightforward payables table that they see all the invoices that they currently have outstanding, and also any of them that they have been paid. I'll also flip over to what the supplier looks like. So the supplier has a slightly modified view here, and essentially they can go here, and as you saw before, they can go and select any of the early payments that they'd like to take. Everything's completely transparent. We want them to make sure that they make the right decision, that this is better than going out to a bank and taking out a loan and getting your money that way. This is very transparent. Your client's just paying you earlier for a small discount, which we optimize so that it's a win-win for both parties. The buyers get a return and essentially a savings by paying them earlier, and then the supplier gets their money earlier that otherwise it would not really happen that way. And so this is currently what we do, right? Essentially dynamically pricing the invoices. But what's really cool is essentially we see all the transactions between buyers and suppliers. Think about it as if it was a credit card company and they see what you're paying and what you're receiving. And so the bank kind of has that kind of thing for you. And so what we're doing is we're doing that same thing for buyers and suppliers, which means that we have a lot of this data that's really interesting. Now we can start figuring out, for example, supplier, what money's coming in, what money's coming out. And so we can sort of, right now we're building out like a credit scoring algorithm that essentially figures out what the risk is to potentially loan to this supplier. And by being able to see at a granular level what invoices are coming in, what invoices are being paid, what invoices are going to be paid, we can essentially figure out is this a good client? Is this a good supplier? Will they be possible to pay on time? And so a lot of the stuff that we're doing right now is essentially trying to figure that out and running our algorithm so that what we do here is try to figure out the optimal discount that both parties will want to do. And yeah, we also have other features that allow the suppliers to upload their invoices, for example. But yeah, that's a quick overview of what we're currently doing, what we're planning to do with the data. It's a very data-driven model that we're doing right now. And yeah, if you have any questions.
Great. Thank you. Thanks. Congratulations on winning the demo pit. We have time for some Q&A. Any questions from the audience?
Invoice is created in the platform, or it can be uploaded from outside?
Say that one more time?
Invoice?
Yes.
That is created in the platform, or it can be uploaded from outside?
So right now it's not created on our platform, but they can upload their invoices onto our platform. We also integrate directly with the client as well. So if the client has any approved invoices, they automatically get integrated into our platform. So we automatically process them and create the offers so that the minute an invoice is approved, we know about it, and now we can generate early payment offers for the suppliers.
I have a question. My name is Sohail Khan. Good presentation. The question is that I think that data is not be so transparent because some customer or the vendor, they may not allow you to see all the data, all the transactions. In that case, what do you do?
So right now, the main point of integration with us is the client. But we are opening up the way for suppliers to onboard and, like, for example, if they want to connect to their QuickBooks directly and upload their invoices. Essentially, we want to make it so that it's easier for them to get their invoices approved. They want that as fast as possible. And so the faster an invoice is approved, the opportunity to get paid early is available to them. And so right now we're deeply integrated with the client, so we get all transactions that come from the buyer's point of view, and we're integrating more with the suppliers as well.
Right. Just to elaborate. So we get, for example, we work with Penn Medicine. Right. They spend $2.5 billion a year. We get every single transaction from them coming through our platform. We don't notify. Not every single vendor is active, but we still see all the transactions. Right. And that's just them, right? And we're also about to onboard another large local university and another health system. So the chances of them having an overlap, the vendors on our platform and our network, having an overlap, so they also work with that other university, also work with that health system, they're pretty high. So we will, it's definitely like a thing that will grow over time, but getting that more than one-dimensional view of what each supplier is doing with other large, strong companies will allow us to have a good understanding of what the strength of their future cash flow. So, that's
One more question.
Are you integrating with EDI or EVPP, or are you replacing that in some cases?
We have a lot of fun thoughts around that. We haven't started. We definitely. EDI has been around for decades, and everyone we talk to complains about it. It's probably it sucks under breath. But right now it's just that's not our main focus. Like some of the other competitors out there like Talia or Ariba, they kind of go for an e-procurement kind of approach first. We're coming at it really from the finance and analytics angle. Things like that we're playing around with on the back end. Like I think it would be a whole other tech meetup presentation, but like looking at using the blockchain and things like what is it the OneName.io block store.
Oh, the block store.
Like things like block store technology or things like that, where you can have invoices outside encrypted and the decryption happens on the block within the blockchain. Think about maybe having a better invoicing technology that way that also allows you to, the way you can do like a PO flip, right? Where you get a PO, you flip it into an invoice. Well, why not have a third thing where you flip it into a payment channel, right? And those are kind of things that are way out that we play around with that on weekends, but we are thinking about it.
Thanks very much.
We're also looking for engineers. If anyone's interested, we'd love to talk to you afterwards.